Hello everyone, it's day 28 and today was a fail. I wanted to work on organizing my code because I know that's my weakness. Like on the outside, I can make things look pretty, but if you look at my code, it's usually a mess. I looked up organizing your code and structure, and then that took me on the rabbit hole of Sass. I discovered a video on YouTube. It was a tutorial really about Bootstrap 5, but I only watched the first 20 minutes of it because that was the first video I was actually able to find that went step by step in how to install the new version of Sass. If anybody knows, Ruby Sass, I think is what it was called, was the original version, but that's being deprecated. So at import, they're saying don't really use that anymore because eventually it's not going to work. Instead, you use @use and @forward. The problem is it's a VS Code extension. They used to work with Ruby Sass, but it's deprecated. So all the cool new things that you can do with Dart Sass, the new version, it's not compatible with that extension. Now there is another extension supposedly that I can't remember what it was called, that'll work with Dart Sass. I think I tried it, but something about it didn't work. And it's also, if you tried it, if you had the Node version of Sass, try to do npm install, it wouldn't work either because that's the wrong version. You have to have just Sass. So I actually found that video and I was able to download it finally, and get it to compile and understand how to use @use and @forward. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my project that I'm working on, and I wanted to convert that to Sass because I feel like that's more I don't know, make that project kind of go up a notch a little bit. So I also looked up JIT commands just because I couldn't remember the whole merging and checking out another branch process, and I wanted to practice that. So I found an article about that and made some notes, and I checked out a branch, and luckily I did because the Sass part was a fail. I transferred, so I started out just working on the file structure. So components folder, a folder with just resets and that kind of stuff. So I started out that way, and then I was like, all right, I'll do the nav bar first. I put that in the components folder. So I did the nav bar, I got it together, and then the hamburger button wouldn't work. And I opened up the DevTools, and I was expecting when you hit on console to get that red error, but it was no error. And I noticed whenever I clicked on the button, I looked in the DevTools and my class pops up because I use classlist.toggle. That kept popping up, toggling back and forth, but the button wasn't moving. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I kept trying. And so I was like, you know what? I'll skip it. I'll go to the hero section. That imported over fine. And so I was like, let me just try it. So I just started over. Excuse me. Went back to my. It's late. Sorry, I can't remember. Went back to my GitHub and just copied the HTML file because I had played with it too. So because I didn't actually push anything. I only committed. Good thing I did because I would have been mad because I would have had to start over. But anyway, so I copied my index.html file and copied it over into this folder that I was working in. And then I just copied my regular CSS into my Sass files that I had created. And guess what? The darn thing worked. So it must be something, because I was nesting. That's why I like to use Sass, because it's easier. I get to nest and all that. So it must have been something that I was doing with the nesting, with the pseudo elements. Because in testing, I added a hover, and I noticed whenever I just hovered over without even clicking it, the color never changed. So I don't know, something going on with the pseudo element. So I'll figure that out. But anyway, after that, I just finished importing all the other, I made just a section page for each different section of the website, just as a start. And then tomorrow I'll see how can I nest these without breaking the rest of my stuff or whatever. But yeah, so even though today was a fail, it was there were some good parts. I did finally get the setup of SAS working finally. It's just, I need to find or figure out how to use it better, apparently, because I'm not the greatest at it. That and my JIT workflow, that got a little better, so that was cool. So yeah, that's probably what I'm going to work on tomorrow, unless I take a break from that and do like a couple JavaScript lessons or something, then get back to it on Friday. I think tomorrow's, yeah, Friday. But yeah, so yeah, if anybody's watching this, like, no one has all days are good days. Like, for one, like, we choose to post what we choose to post. And if anybody has been watching my videos from the beginning, like, I had a day just like this, and guess what I was doing? SAS. So for whatever reason, me and SAS are like beefing right now. So I'm going to conquer it. Like, I'm determined to, because like, I understand everything else about it. It's just that one little part. Like, I don't understand why my little navbar thing didn't work. But anyway, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to keep trying until I do. Like, a month ago, I probably would have been like, forget it, just quit. But no, normally like I'll struggle for like a day and then the next day I'll figure it out. So I'm hoping that'll happen tomorrow. But yeah, happy coding.